Hi, I'm going to show you how to set up a caliper brake. First, you'll need to connect the brake cable to the brake lever. Start by sliding the head of the cable into the brake lever and threading it through the slot in the lever so the cable end rests in the adjustment barrel. Then you can connect the cable on the caliper end. Begin by threading the cable through the adjustment barrel. Next, loosen the cable anchor bolt until you can see a hole through it. Thread the cable through that hole. Now the cable anchor bolt can be tightened by hand, leaving it just loose enough for the cable to move freely. With one hand, squeeze the caliper so the brake pads are on the rim. Use your other hand to pull the cable as tight as possible through the cable anchor. Then tighten the cable bolt completely with a wrench. This is the right time to check that the brakes are square to the rim and adjust them if needed. For the correct cable tension, you'll need to fully squeeze and release the brake several times. If there's slack in the cable, use the same steps as before to tighten it. The brake lever should go 1/3 of the distance to the handle with the brake closed. Next, you'll want to be sure the brakes are centered. If one of the caliper arms moves more than the other or not at all, you have a centering issue. This can be checked by looking at the gaps between the tire and fork and the pads and rim. Uneven gaps in either place mean that it's time for an adjustment. For an off-centered tire, loosen the axle bolts, center it, and tighten the bolts. If a brake is off-centered, start by loosening the nut on the back of the caliper and repositioning the brake so both arms move equally. Finally, squeeze the brake lever to close the caliper while you retighten the nut. Keep your eye on the brake, releasing the lever and recentering should it shift out of place. Trim excess cable, then place end cap on the cable and crimp. And then you're done.